Welcome to Sports Nerd Web Weekly. This is episode 5. I'm Soldier Only. This week we have a special guest, the one and only.
FushaOnly.
So welcome to the show. We got a lot to get into today on video games. A little bit later we have a little bit to get in on some movie news too. But coming up tomorrow is the Sony Playstation Meeting event that they're holding in New York. They're going to be streaming it live on their YouTube and their Twitch channels at noon Pacific time. So you can get on their YouTube channel or on their Twitch channel at twitch.tv/PlayStation. We need to make sure that we watch that. I need to hopefully try and remember and watch that. So tomorrow you should see some articles on the blog and post. I'm sure I'll probably post a video on our YouTube channel as well about what they went over. And it's a lot of people are expecting that they're going, well, with all the leaks that happened, they definitely should at least announce the PS4 Slim. But me, myself, and pretty much everyone is really hoping that they finally unveil the PlayStation Neo. Hopefully we'll finally get some specs, release date, price, and all that.
That'll be nice since I'm much more PlayStation than you are. I just love PlayStation.
I do too. It's not that I don't like PlayStation. I'm slightly PlayStation over Xbox still, but growing up I was always into PlayStation more than anything, but Xbox is definitely caught up, but I still love PlayStation, and I can't wait to see what the Neo is and what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In other news, earlier this year, the Batman collection, Return to Arkham, it was supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out back in July, and it was delayed. But Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment has now announced that Batman Return to Arkham will launch on October 21st for PS4 and Xbox One. It was delayed to give Virtuous Games more time to port it over and all that. So I only played, I think it was just a little bit of, I think it was Arkham City, the most recent one. So that's a game I definitely would like to get, because I know that the previous games in the series were very well received as well. And I think you would like him, because you're a really big fan of Batman, and I think you'd really like him too.
I'll have to get him eventually because I love Batman.
Yeah.
Batman's my guy.
Yeah.
Next to you.
Right. And and now that we're in the month of September, we'll talk about the monthly free games that we've gotten on PlayStation Plus and Xbox Gold. On the PlayStation side of things, for the PS4, there is Badland, Journey, and Lords of the Fallen. I haven't played any of those games. Journey, I know, was a very, very well reviewed and received game. So now it's probably a good time for me to finally try that. Yeah, I think it's one that you would probably like too. We'll have to have you try it as well. And then on the PS3, there's Badland for that as well. Datura Journey for the PS3 as well, and Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands. That would be one I'd really like to play if it was backwards compatible and we were able to play it on the PS4. That'd be nice. And then on the Vita, there's Badland and Amnesia Memories. And then on the Xbox side of things, looks like there's Earthlock, Festival of Magic, and Assassin's Creed Chronicles China. Normally an Assassin's Creed one I would want to play, but I don't think we should bother. The Assassin's Creed Chronicles China, it was awfully reviewed. And it's not like a normal Assassin's Creed game. It's like a weird, like, kind of side-scrolling, kind of like platformer, kind of like those old looking ones. I can show it to you. I don't think it's nothing you'd want to play. It's not like a normal Assassin's Creed game. I know you love the Assassin's Creed series, but...
Well, I'm interested in the Assassin's Creed movie.
Yes, I am too. I hope that they do right by it.
It looks like they might do good by it. So far in the previews, Assassin's Creed movie looks good.
It looks like they're sticking close to the game, unlike the Resident Evil movies.
Yeah, they did nothing like...
Created a whole new character. Alice isn't even in the game.
franchise.
But I still
money.
watch them. I know. I still watch them just because I'm such a huge fan of the Resident Evil thing.
and then there's been a delay on Uncharted the movie.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we're gonna get into the movies in a minute. Real quick. Okay, and then for the Xbox 360 lineup of the free games on Xbox Gold, you can actually play both of them on the Xbox One though through backwards compatibility. There's Mirror's Edge and Forza Horizon, and those were both really good games. I might actually get Mirror's Edge so we could try that out. I think you would like that. Forza Horizon's a racing one. Maybe we'll get that because I know you like racing games sometimes. They're free. We just download them. That's it.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll try those out.
I wish I could remember what game it was that came free in like a bundle with. I think it was the Xbox 360 at the time.
Was it the Xbox 360 or the original Xbox?
I think it might have been the 360, but it was a game that it was the system that my brother got me and Jamie.
And it came with the console.
Yeah, it came with the console. Either it came with the console, or he had just bought that one. But I still haven't been able to remember the name of it. But it was like the best racing game out there. It's hard to find good racing games.
Well, I know the Forza series is really big on like Microsoft racing games, but there's another series that it's slipping my mind right now. I'm brain farting, but I'll have to look it up online because I think I know what one it probably is. It's either Forza or this other one I'm thinking of.
I think it might be the Forza.
Project Gotham Racing, is that what it is? PGR?
Maybe,
I don't know. I'm not a huge, like, I love street racing and stuff in real life, but I'm not really like a big like racing video game player. I don't really play a lot of racing video games.
Yeah, see, exactly. It's so hard to find a good one because usually it's just boom, like.
The only racing series I really ever played a lot was Midnight Club. Los Angeles was the specific game that I played a lot of back on 360. I think I had it, but it's not. I doubt it's the one you're thinking of.
Yeah, there's one where you could race Mini Coopers and stuff. I remember playing that one a lot too, and you could like change the weather to where it would be raining in your race. Those games I always found fun. I don't know.
It's kind of like Gran Turismo too, but that was PlayStation. That's only PlayStation ones. Mm-hmm. All right, and also lately the Battlefield 1 beta has been going on. I played it for a little bit. It kind of took a while for me to get into it. I haven't really played a lot of Battlefield games in the past, so I'm not like really a big expert or have really a lot of experience with Battlefield games. I play a ton of first-person shooters, but so it kind of took me a while to get into it. I think originally, before I played it, I think I kind of was planning on pre-ordering it, buying it the day it comes out. But after playing this, I'm not so much. I don't really think so. I might get it later when it's a little cheaper. Once I got into it, it kind of was better, but I don't know. I think what it mainly is that I'm just not really a fan of games that are like World War One, because it's really stripping back a lot of the weapons that I like, because they keep up with the weapons of the time, like it was so hard to snipe, the scopes are awful, and it's hard to see. But I will say the game is gorgeous. It's got amazing graphics, even for a beta. The environmental destruction on it, like I was throwing grenades and it was blowing huge holes in the sand dunes, and everything in the, just to test out the environmental destruction, I was just shooting everything. I was in a tank once too, and I was shooting everything in the environment, and it was just destroying everything. And so that part was cool. I really like that part. And in the beta, it's only one map too. It is this only one map. And the map is huge, and there's all these different classes that when you spawn into the map you can choose, like whether you're in a tank or on a horse or in a car. The maps are huge, and if I spent more time with it, I can tell it probably could be a lot more funner. But I just didn't. I think I spent, I don't know, maybe an hour tops. I think I spent in it. I didn't really play it that much. But and then Duke Nukem fans will probably like this one. Recently, a 20th anniversary edition of Duke Nukem was announced. It is supposed to release supposed to release on October 11th for $20 on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. I think it's like a remaster of one of the last ones. I'm not sure. So stay tuned to our blog, and I'll have more on that in the future. At least the release date is soon, October 11th. That's not too far off. Speaking of not too far off, two weeks. Destiny: Rise of Iron.
Yeah, that's coming up quick.
I cannot wait. Yeah, I know we need to go put our pre-order down today or tomorrow or something soon. We need to go put the pre-order down, get that Iron Gallahorn and the Iron Gallerwing, the Sparrow.
Mm.
Oh, I just can't wait for it. It's going to be such a good expansion. I mean, it's about time that we get some more content for Destiny. All right. Okay. And then, like you were saying, some of the movie news. What were you saying is about the Uncharted movie?
It was the Uncharted movie that it's been delayed, and who they're having play Drake.
Well,
they're not. It hasn't been set in stone of who the actor is going to be yet. And I've heard a lot of mixed reviews so far on my end that someone like it to be Chris Pratt, but I think he has I think he's a good enough actor to pull out the sarcasm of Nathan Drake's character. Yeah. I know he doesn't really look much like him, so then when I heard that it was going to be Mark Wahlberg, I'm like, he's kind of too...
It's kind of the same thing with him.
Yeah, you know...
He doesn't... It's almost the same thing, like Chris Pratt is good, I think would be good for it because of how good his comedic stuff is and his sarcasm and all that. Well, and Mark Wahlberg, we've seen him in action movies and comedy movies, but I think he'd be good in it. But he doesn't look like Drake either, that's another thing.
But then you go back to watching Chris Pratt in Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's like, see, I could see Pratt pulling off Nathan Drake and bringing him to life. But I can also see... I doubt he would do it, but it would be awesome if he did, considering he voiced him, was Nathan Fillion. I think he would be able to pull off Nathan Drake too. Yeah. But I don't know. It's he would
definitely be good for Nathan Drake if it pertained to Uncharted 4, like later on. Yeah. Like the kind of slightly older Nathan Drake. That would be perfect for Fillion.
Yeah, which is another thing that I was talking about earlier was with the movie. Are they going to do it just the first game, or are they going to try and add all 4 games into one movie? I really hope they don't go that route. I hope they put in the time and dedication to do each game thoroughly the way that the game was intended to be. Right. Instead of like a series of unfortunate events, they completely butchered the books. Right. But you always have that dilemma when it's something from a game going into movie or books going into movie. They always have a hard time.
How much are you going to pull from the subject matter? Yeah.
Yeah. See, so I'm a little bummed that it's delayed, but at the same time I'm kind of okay with it because they still have a lot of kinks to work out of who's going to play Nathan Drake, because it has to be a strong actor. Yeah. Who's good at being sarcastic, who's good at being funny, action, and who's good at being in action. Yeah. And so that's why I see your point with Mark Wahlberg, because he is good in action.
And comedy. Remember, he was in The Other Guys. That was action and comedy. Guys. Yeah. It was more comedy than action, but it had its action moments too. Yeah. I forgot what I was just gonna say too. Yeah, I hope that they pull it just off the first one as well. Yeah. I hope that they do that. It's the same thing like you were saying with the Assassin's Creed movie. Like, how much are they gonna pull from?
Yeah, and then the Assassin's Creed, are they gonna go off of one game, or are they are they gonna go off of like all of them into one?
I think I've heard the character that he's playing in it is the one from I think the first or second game. Yeah. I can't remember. I'd have to read it up again, but...
I just think there would be more money in the franchise if they did it one game at a time instead of trying to combine it all into one. Give it a shot. Do the first one.
It can get too convoluted if you're pulling it from all these different...
Yeah. Well, because see, that's what irritated me so bad about A Series of Unfortunate Events. I read all the books, loved them.
And the movie had... everything from...
The movie had everything from the first 3 books to where the end of the 3rd book was at the middle of the movie, and then the beginning of the first book was at the end, and it was, you know, not exactly per se in that order, but they butchered it with the first 3 books in one movie that they cut out so much, and that's why I'm still so excited for A Series of Unfortunate Events on Netflix. I'm interested to see how they're gonna pull it off, which I'm actually kind of nervous they have.
Well, that's
Neil
like a
Patrick
series,
Harris.
though, right? That's
Yeah.
a series, not a movie. So since it's a series, they can keep it.
I hope so.
You know,
I heard that they're
a
gonna
movie.
have Neil
A movie, you just have this window.
Yeah.
Of where you can put your content. You know, like
that's true. But I heard that they were gonna have Neil Patrick Harris do Olaf, which would be interesting because Jim Carrey playing Olaf just kind of
Jim Carrey
wasn't you know, like I remember being so excited for the movie.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it, but I don't really know. I've never read the books or anything, so I don't really know a lot about that.
I just remember they butchered it because they took the first 3 books and scrambled them into the movie, to where some parts happened before other parts, and that's not how it went down in the books. And I mean, I was so upset I didn't finish the last 2 chapters of book 13. And
you read that many books and then don't read the last 2 chapters?
That's how upset I got.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm nervous when books go into movies, because it just ruined it for me. That I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to know now.
Yeah. And I know with the Uncharted movie, I read today the scriptwriter is the guy that's been behind like Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Specifically Bad Boys 3, which, as far as I know, isn't even out yet, but I think he's the guy that's writing Bad Boys 3 as well. So I don't know if he did the previous ones or not.
That could be good, though, because if he did Bad Boys and it's action comedy...
Action comedy, exactly, yeah.
It could probably pertain to Uncharted well.
That's probably why the movie studio hired him.
Yeah. But Uncharted, there is comedy in it. It's just not comedy-based. It's more action-based.
Yeah, especially with it being a video game, too.
Yeah.
But how would a movie be, you know? Like, a movie, I think you're going to have a movie, you'd have a little bit more comedy, but still a lot of action. But I think you just have a little more comedy, because, like, in a video game, to keep the player entertained, you know, you kind of got to have more action than... Because some people don't care about stories in video games. You know, they only play, like, multiplayer games. Me, I like both, you know. I play a lot of multiplayer games nowadays, but I also love games with with deep stories, you know.
Yeah, I'm much more of a storyboard or type of game, because, I mean, I'm still playing Until Dawn. I still need to play Life is Strange, and I
Which are
like
both
the games.
story-heavy games, yeah.
Yeah, I just like the story-heavy... I like the storyboard games, because it's like you're in... It's not a movie, but it's like you're in the movie, you know, like you're
especially
playing the
RPGs where you could shape the character more, like Fallout.
Yeah. Oh God, I love Fallout.
Yeah, and Fallout, I'm glad we finally got to play more of that. I'm gonna play some more of it today, probably.
I might try and stream that someday if I ever do start
I'm gonna try
streaming
it too. Yeah.
I would do Fallout, and I finally got a junk shoot.
A junk jet.
Junk jet. Yeah, I finally got a junk jet.
All right. But last thing I have in movie news as well. I read this today. Producers of the recent James Bond movies offered Daniel Craig $150 million to do 2 more Bond movies. Because after the last one, Spectre, Craig had said that he wanted to move on from the Bond franchise, and that if he was to do another one, it would be for the money. So $150 million for 2 films. He just might do it.
But I mean, it's Bond. Who wouldn't
want
to be James Bond?
Have you seen any of the recent Bond movies?
I'm not sure, maybe, but I still like.
I love the Bond movies. Like,
I think I've seen some of them. I just can't recall. But I mean, at the same time, who wouldn't want to be James Bond?
Yeah, especially it's just like Doctor Who. When you grow up like in England, you know, to be the Doctor or Bond is like the top tier of like entertainment, like the character you can be, you know. Bond and the Doctor Who, it's huge in
or even
English
Sherlock
subculture.
Holmes.
And Sherlock, yes, you're right. Even Sherlock, yeah, Sherlock would be right up there in the top 3 with them, exactly. And
it's like the American equivalent of Tony Stark being Iron Man.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he's a great Bond, and I love the Bond movies. I've always loved him, and I think Daniel Craig's really good. I know, yeah, but I know the last couple movies he's done, he's gotten hurt a lot, like filming them. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it or not.
That could be
We'll
it.
have to see. But yeah, stay tuned. Keep it locked on the blog at sportsnerdweb.wordpress.com for any more information on the stories we talked about today. Definitely tomorrow. Check out the blog so see what Sony unveils on their event tomorrow. You can follow us on Twitter at SportsNerd48. You can follow me on Instagram at SoldierOnly. You can follow her at Instagram at FushaOnly. You can check out our podcast. It's on. I'll put the link right down here in editing. Our podcast we do every Sundays. It's at Spreaker.com/user/SportsNerdWeb.
I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Soldier and Fuchsia only. Out.
Take care.
Deuces.